Hey y'all, so this live is going to be short and sweet and about hair, of course, because that has always been my arena during the course of my life, and that's always been the industry that I've been in. But I want to talk to y'all today about ruining your natural hair for trends. So, back in the day, when the lace fronts first kind of hit the streets, right? Everybody was liking how Beyonce's hair was looking. Everybody was liking the wig look. So this was maybe like 2008, 2009, 2000, probably, it probably started like around 2006, 2007 actually. And then people started, wanting the celebrity look because that's how trends mainly get started. So when the lace wigs first hit the streets, they were like $1,500. And, only certain people had access to them. Only certain people were able to get them and put them on, get them put on, whatever. And then they started getting a little bit cheaper, so they began to be more accessible. And then they started selling them at the hair store, which made them even more accessible. So everybody and their mom was running around with lace wigs on by about 2008, 2009. And, I did hair, so I would change my hair all the time, constantly 24/7. And fortunately, I survived, but that's not going to be the story for everybody. Now, part of the reason why I probably did survive is because I knew a little bit about hair in between all of the nonsense that I was doing. Because when I was wearing lace wigs back in the day, I would put them joints on. If it lifted up, I would just glue that one little spot and then, keep gluing it. Or I would just rip it off and just reapply it or put a different one on. And it's just like, you don't realize how bad and how damaging that stuff really actually is when you're doing it. But at a point, I was wearing lace wigs a lot. And I took my wig off one day and I noticed that my whole front part was like pink and like white. So I'm like, wait a minute. As I'm like looking close to it, I'm like, oh no, my whole skin is going. Like, not only is, my hair getting a little bit lighter in the front, but I'm like, all my skin is off around the edges. So I'm like, oh no. When I realized that stuff was pulling my epidermis off, I was like, I can't do it. So then I started putting my lace wigs on behind my natural hairline because I did have a hairline. There was no point for me to actually glue the wig down to my head. So I was wearing them, and then I kind of would wear mine like a headband wig, kind of almost. And then I kind of just stopped wearing them, and I went back to like wearing stuff like braids and all of that. But when lace wigs went out initially, it was because they were doing them at the hair store, and the baby hair thing actually kind of started at the hair store because if you got your wig, you would buy it at the hair store. They will put it on for you. And they used to do these little, like the little swoopy edges that we used to wear back in the day. They used to put that on the wigs. And then guys was grinding them up real, real bad and talking about them real, real bad. And then they just went out. Like, you just looked up and they wasn't around no more. People just flat out stopped wearing them. And people went back to, wearing, cat weaves and stuff like that. And braids. But what's so crazy is today, like, we wasn't doing all of that stuff. All of this stuff that y'all doing, like with the plucking and all of that stuff, we didn't do all of that back in the day. But depending on how much you spent on the wig, like my wigs used to look really, really good because I spent a lot of money on them. But depending on how your wig looked, that's kind of like, some people would see you and be like, they just wanted. So it was like, it was the look that everybody wanted. And I get it. When things are trending, you want to have the hot, the hot it girl look. And we don't really take into consideration what it's doing to us naturally. Like, you got some women that they've had medical issues. They're older and, their hair has gotten thinner. It's so many different reasons why women do actually lose their hair. So those types of things like the lace wigs and all of that are perfect for them because, they actually don't have hair. But if you have hair, sacrificing your hairline for a trend, is insane. Like, it really is. And I've done it. I mean, I wasn't even really paying no attention because at one point I just didn't care about my hair. Like, I done did all types of stuff to my hair. I used to color my hair nonstop. I would just cut my hair at the drop of a hat. It didn't make me no difference. I done been bald multiple times. I done did everything you can name. And I'm surprised that I got a little bun sitting up here at this point. But like I said, I knew about hair, so I was able to fix up what I messed up. Or if I did something wrong, I knew how to rectify the situation. Everybody is not that familiar with hair, so everybody's not going to survive. Like, all of these girls are going to come out on the opposite side of this trend completely bald. Y'all think these little, oh, I don't use glue, I use got to be. Girl, you gonna look up and that got to be, you gonna be needing it. Like, that stuff is gonna take your hair out. Got to be is gonna take your hair out. Putting that little cap on, thinking that you saving and protecting, it's not saving and protecting nothing. Like, let's just stop with the hallucinating. Y'all are hallucinating when y'all say that, oh, I got the little cap on, oh, I did this and oh, I did that. Now me, I got a big forehead. So that's the other thing too that saved me. I didn't glue my wigs to my actual hairline because I actually have a big giant forehead. I got a lot of space to work with right here. So I was able to glue mine where I only just lost my skin. But the majority of y'all are going to be bald. Like, y'all are literally, you're causing yourself balding. Like, I see so many women, like, y'all super young. Y'all are in y'all 20s and earlier, and y'all hair is looking like you 52, 63, 75. Like, why is your hair that thin and ate up, and you talking about, oh, it ain't taking my hair out? Meanwhile, your edges is sitting all the way back here, and it's like so thin, and it's like, there's no way you could win with them edges being all the way back there like that. And you steady making yourself believe that these wigs is not snatching your real edges out. Like, no hairstyle should be that serious that you should be willing to lose something that you're not going to be able to get back. Because God sees you. God see you keep putting that wig on your head, and he see you seeing your edges coming out, and he see you still continuing to do the same stuff or worse. Do you think that you're going to recover from this? You're not. You're going to be bald. You're going to have alopecia, okay? Traction alopecia. That's all that's going to come from this. And I know it's the thing to do. Oh, I spent, and a lot of y'all, y'all just want to be able to say that you spent a lot of money on your hair. You just want to say that you spent a lot of money on your hair. And it's not really worth it in the end, because you're kicking out thousands of dollars to end up being bald-headed. Like, that makes no sense at all. None. And when people say, like, again, I'm somebody that I wore braids a lot of my life as well. Braids didn't ruin my hair because I knew how to take care of my hair. Like, when I wore micros and all of that stuff, like, I didn't lose my edges because I knew how to take care of my own hair. A lot of y'all don't know how to take care of your hair. So, again, back to the original statement. You're going to end up being bald. If that is your goal and you don't care, knock yourself out. But if you do care, I think you should stop. Because another thing too is, y'all are going to these stylists that are bald-headed as well. So they're not going to care about protecting and making sure that your hair stays on your scalp because they're already bald. Get it? It's not beneficial. It's not like, and it's not a protective style. I say this all the time too. The wig, that glue, all of that is just for the look. Any style that contains glue is bad. It's not a protective style. It's not. It's not a protective style. Depending on how you get certain things in, depending on how you get braids put in, it's not a protective style. Everybody is not braiding your hair to be protective. Shaniqua from up the block don't know nothing about how to maintain hair. The only thing she might know how to do is put a neat braid in. And getting your hair braided neatly versus getting healthy braids, those are two different situations. Because if you have a bad set of braids in your hair is out the door too. So all of that stuff we need to start taking into consideration. And it's not, you think you can go buy a pill, or I'm going to take biotin, or I'm going to take this, or I'm going to try this product. Then y'all be going for broke trying to buy all of this stuff when the problem that didn't even have to be there. Because it's like a lot of y'all don't even have health problems. You just don't take care of your hair. So that's why you're bald. Like, you don't have cancer. You don't have any, any serious health issues. Like, and now I know some of the girls, like some of y'all that got depo and stuff like that, make your hair come out and make you lose your back of your hair. And some people, you lose their hair in the front. So that's a deciding factor that I feel like some women didn't take into consideration when getting on a drug like that. But again, the hair, don't sacrifice your hair for a trend. It's just simply not worth it. It's not. Because at some point, the trends are going to change. Like, the trends change to, whatever it may be, a high ponytail, whatever. You ain't gonna be able to get that because you done ate all your hair out with all these glues and all of these crazy little hairstyles that you had over time. And guess what? Your hair don't take a long time for it to come out and not come back. Because I've seen people lose their hair one time and literally it don't come back after that. Like, their hair will fall out in a specific spot and that's it. You never know what your hair is going to do until something actually happens. And then you have to live with the outcome. But purposely damaging your hair is crazy. Like, I don't recommend it. Like, and like I said, I'm no hater. So if you feel like that's your best look and you feel like you don't care about your hair and you don't care if you end up bald, because a lot of y'all, for real, like, I know what I look like with a shaved head. I really don't care. It don't have an effect on me. But a lot of y'all not cool with being bald headed. So why would you put something on top of your head that's going to literally rip whatever you do got up there out? Let's start using our brains, y'all, and do a little bit better with this thing, because you only get one head, child. And once that stuff rip out and say, no, I'm done, that's it. It's a real permanent thing. And you're going to be real unhappy when you're not on medication, and then you end up in a predicament where you literally have to buy frontals. You have to buy closures because you literally have nothing up there to work with. But I just wanted to give y'all that little bit of education on the lace wigs and let y'all know that y'all is jacking yourselves up, honey, and y'all is going to be bald. Okay? But I still love you anyway. If you ain't got no hair, it is what it is. But I'm just trying to do my part and letting y'all know that we got to start doing a little bit better and taking care of ourselves a little bit better. Because at some point, you're going to get old. At some point, you may not be able to afford to maintain that look. And having something natural to fall back on is a good idea. Have a wonderful day, y'all. Be good. Be good to yourself and be good to your hair. And I'll see y'all in the next video.